What's up, everybody? Long time no see. As you guys know that I did not trade the entire February, and it's 9th of March today when I'm recording this video. So I took a trade today. As you guys know from the previous videos that I had breached my second funding account. उस पर प्रोग्रेस पिछले फंडिंग अकाउंट से बहुत अच्छी थी. I was on the verge of even passing phase 1 at a point, but then eventually I risked a lot on low probability setups which didn't end up in my favor. So then I got into a losing streak and then eventually blew that account. So now this was my third funding account and today was the first trade on this account. तो आज बेसिकली हुआ ये था कि एज यू एज नो दैट आई ट्रेड द न्यूयॉर्क सेशंस. सो 5 बजे मैं बैठा. सबसे पहले तो मुझे लग रहा था 6 बजे ही होगा न्यूयॉर्क सेशंस का. डे लाइट सेविंग के टाइम की वजह से 6 बजे ही होता था. बट आज टाइम शिफ्ट हुआ था तो 5 बजे हुआ था. तो एज सुन एज आई सॉ दिस, सो मैं यहाँ पे बैठा था. सही है. अब देखो ये एक पूरी दिस वाज अ रेंज एंड प्राइस हैड मेड अ गुड बुलिश कैंडल. सो बेसिकली what was my analysis was simple. This was a demand level, this was a support. Price approached the support, created a good bullish candle. Okay, so this candle over here on the 30-minute candle, this was a good bullish candle. You see these two candles, this candle and this candle. These two candles were eventually formed a doji candle on the 30-minute. Okay, these candles, just visualize these two candles. This was a doji candle formed on the 30-minute. So basically price came back to a support level and formed a doji candle. That was it. Now then what, I did not enter because at that point I missed my entry. So then I waited for an entire 15-minute candle to form, and then that candle formed. So this, my second entry was that as soon as the next 15-minute candle starts to break the high of the previous 15-minute candle, I can enter by placing my stop loss just beneath the low of the current 15-minute candle. This was as simple as this. There was clean range for price to move up. So then I took this trade, and this was the trade. Let's see what happened. How can I fast forward this, man? This trade lasted for around 26 minutes. You know what, at this point जब मैंने ये ट्रेड ली थी ना, इनिशियली मैंने जो लॉट साइज इस्तेमाल किया था ना, वो मैंने इस्तेमाल किया था इस लो के स्टॉप लॉस के हिसाब से. I used 0.1 lots, and I chose this lot size by keeping my stop loss beneath this low. But then I realized no, I should keep it till here. So that is why I risked very less today. I could have made a lot more, but I chose this stop loss by the I chose this lot size by considering this is stop loss. That's why it's a bit low. So yes, your trade है सही है. Now the trade is done. Now let me tell you one more thing. ये देख रहे हो ये पूरी एक मिनट. Let me pause this screen recording over here. My target was all the way till here. So at this point, this is the 15-minute, right? But on the 30-minute, if you guys see, this is a clean range on the 30-minute, but there was a sort of a rejection on the 30-minute time frame. So that's basically this resistance on the 15-minute. तो इसलिए मेरा टारगेट ये था because I was in like visualizing this trade on the 30-minute time frame. I was expecting high volume and I was expecting that price will break this resistance with high volume and then eventually will push over here. That's why I've placed my TP over there. Now let's see what happened. Okay, so this is what I'm saying. 30-minute पे ये देख रहे हो clean range है, but ये जो wick है ना, this wick was formed by creating a resistance on the 15-minute. तो सारा मसला बस इस wick का था. But what I was expecting that it's a time of high volume. It's just New York Open, and price will just push past through this resistance and it will hit this TP. That was my visualization. But that didn't happen. What happened basically was that price started going up. It went up. Yeah, it started going up, and now I was at a profit of $90. I had achieved a risk to reward ratio of 1:2 because my risk was only $50, and at this point you guys can see that I am running around $100, right? So I had achieved a risk to reward of 1:2 till this point. But now, as you can see, now let me show you one thing. At this point, this was the resistance which was on the 15 minute, right? But on the 30 minute candle, has there's a very strong candle, but it has closed with a little to no wick. So at this point there's a 50-50 probability for price to either go up, either go down. So at this point, I acted very rationally. I said no. I'm not gonna involve my emotions into this trade, because this was a very critical point in the trade. I could have let this trade run all the way till this level by not managing it at all. But I said no. I'll have to manage it. So basically, what I did was that, as you guys can see, that the next candle started to break the high as well. But after breaking the high, it started retracing, right? Okay, so at this point, it just started to break the high, and what I was thinking was that if it starts to break this high, then there's a very high probability for price to move up, right? As you guys can see over here, yeah, it broke this high. So at this point, I was running in $120 profit, $124 of profit. So this was already a risk to reward of more than 1:2. But because I had risked less, I was aiming for this TP. At this point, everything was seemingly perfect. But what I decided at this point was that no, see, I'm gonna let this winner run, but I'm just gonna trail my stop loss till this low. Cause at this point, candle was around 5-6 minutes in open. Yeah, if you guys see over here, yeah. Let me show you one thing. Yeah, I trailed my stop loss to the low. Now at this point, if you see the 15 minute, I was visualizing this trade on the 30 minute. सही मैं 30 मिनट का टाइम फ्रेम ही देख रहा था, बट इस वजह से ये देख रहा हूँ, ये 15 मिनट की रेजिस्टेंस भी तो है यहाँ पर. So by considering this resistance, I said, see, if there was high volume, if there was volume to the upside, so there is no business for price to again go and break this low. Because if it goes and breaks this low again, then my trade idea gets invalidated, right? So by just considering that, I trailed my stop loss all the way till here. So now at this point, I was in visualizing my trade to, if there would be volume, अगर volume होता तो ये resistance टूटती and it would have eventually gone up till here. But if there was no volume, then price would have broken its low and I would have ended in a decent profit. Like इतना भी ज़्यादा कोई प्रॉफिट नहीं था, बट मेरा एटलीस्ट प्रॉफिट तो था ना. सो आई वॉज विजुअलाइजिंग दिस ट्रेड. मैंने उसमें हर चीज़ मैंने रैशनली थिंक की. सही है, मैंने इसमें कुछ भी इमोशंस नहीं डाले. मुझे पता था एट दिस पॉइंट जब ये $120 पे था, आई कुड हैव क्लोज माई ट्रेड, बट एट दैट पॉइंट देयर वाज नो सिग्नल फॉर मी टू क्लोज द ट्रेड, राइट? अब यहाँ पे सिग्नल्स है ना, ये देख रहे हो, रेजिस्टेंस है यहाँ पे, ये लो है, हर चीज़ एक स्ट्रक्चर, प्राइस एक्शन. आई वाज जस्ट फॉलोइंग माई प्राइस एक्शन. साइकोलॉजी वाज प्रीटी गुड ड्यूरिंग दिस टाइम. सो मैंने ये कर दिया था, मैंने ट्रेल कर दिया स्टॉप लॉस. मैंने बोला अगर जाती है, जाएगी तो जाएगी, नहीं जाएगी तो फिर वो कभी नहीं जाएगी, वो जाएगी नहीं ऊपर, वो प्राइस ऊपर जाएगी नहीं, बिकॉज इट वुड हैव ब्रीज्ड इट स्लो अगेन, राइट? तो यही मैं सोच रहा था इस टाइम पे. प्राइस ने इवेंचुअली क्या किया, देख लो आप लोग. या इट ब्रोक द लो एंड देन इट वेंट ऑल द वे डाउन. पूरा ही नीचे गई ये price. Now at this point, this is a very crucial point. At this point what I was thinking, मैंने ना इस पॉइंट पे ट्रेड बंद हो गई, मेरे पैसे भी आ गए. लेकिन यार इस पॉइंट पे ना मैं सोच रहा था, यार देखो, मैंने एक ट्रेड ली है आज, $50 रिस्क करा है, सिर्फ $75 बनाए, $75 बनाए, 1.5% बनाया अकाउंट पे. मैं इस टाइम पे ये सोच रहा था, यार देखो, दिस इज़ अ 15 minute resistance, right? Price has created a low, a bearish candle over here. If the next candle starts to break this low, there's screen range for price to move down again, है ना? लग रहा है ना परफेक्ट सेटअप. तो मैं सोचा था यार ट्रेड ले लूँ. You guys can see that this was my mouse over there, right? I was hovering it over there. I was saying myself to, shall I take the trade? Things were looking perfect to me at this point, but मैंने बोला no. My rule is to just take 1 to 2 trades a day. My rule is to take 1 to 2 trades a day, but I said no. I'm just gonna stick to one trade because मैं नहीं चाह रहा था यार कि I will like मैं एक लॉस करूँ. शायद I was scared of losses or something. पता नहीं, you can call it anything, but मैंने बोला no. I stayed disciplined. No matter how good the setup looked, I did not take the trade. It was very tempting. It was very tempting to take a trade over here, but I did not take the trade. As soon as it started to break the low, मैं सोच रहा था यार यहाँ पर एक मिनट, लो इसने तोड़ा कब? लो इसने, हाँ, इस पॉइंट पे तोड़ा था. ओके, सो लेट मी शो यू दिस ऑन द ट्रेडिंग व्यू. लो इसने इस पॉइंट पे तोड़ा था, है ना? और फिर आफ्टर ब्रेकिंग द लो, it went all the way in my favor. So, but I did not take the trade. If I had taken the trade, it would be a very good day. But I did not take the trade over here. And then price did whatever it did. You guys can see over here. So that was the trade for the day, guys. If I show you my MT5, if I open my MT5, you guys can see that today how much money did I make. Let's see, man. Let's see, bro. Brothers and sisters. What's up, man? What's up? What's up, niggas? Oh, ho, ho. Where the hell is my MT5, man? You guys can see that I made 1.5% today. Decent day. Decent day. I really want to like pass my phase 1 in this week. Hopefully I can. If I spot a good setup, I'm gonna risk 2%. See, now this 1.5%, this is acting as a buffer to me. Now the next trade I take, I'm definitely gonna risk 2% on that. Definitely gonna risk 2% on that on a good setup. So if I get that, I achieve 1:2 or 1:3, I'm gonna pass my account. So that's it for me. I'm gonna risk a lot on the next setup. If I would want it to be a very good setup, and if that happens, I'm just gonna risk a good amount of money, and I'll try to pass the account. So अभी क्या सीन चल रहा है? अभी ये सीन चल रहा है ना, ये खोला था ना मैंने, हाँ. So this was a trade which I took. You guys can see over here on my MT5 as well. This was a trade. And how much money did I make? Made around $74. So that was the day, guys. Hopefully you guys like the trade recap. This is the process, and I'm following the process. I did not okay. So अगर तुम लोग सोच रहे हो कि वो बाकी 2 अकाउंट्स कहाँ गए, तो वो बेसिकली ना मेरी अम्मी के नाम पे बने हुए थे. तो now I have just turned 18, so now I have like taken things into my hands and like opened account in my name. So ये सीन है. So yeah, to I really hope that I pass. Like, fuck it, man. Doesn't really matter. I'm just gonna, you know what? My goal over here is not to make money. My goal over here is to just predict price, that where price will go on with a higher probability on a daily basis. My goal as a trader is not to make money. My goal as a trader is to predict that where price will go with a higher probability on a daily basis. That's it. That's my goal. Okay. So really hopeful, and really I'm like very, today my psychology is like absolutely good. You know what, I was like feeling a bit low when I saw that I missed the second trade कि मैंने वो क्यों नहीं लिया setup, but then I realized, man, like I just want some money, just be happy with it. Then like, see, this was a good setup. I could have like taken a trade over there, but like if अगर ये ट्रेड है उसमें नहीं जाती, विन नहीं होती, तो क्या होता. लेकिन हमारा क्या सीन है, हमारा प्रोसेस सीन है. लाइक वी हैव टू फोकस ऑन द प्रोसेस regardless of the results. Just focus on the freaking process. That's gonna help you over the long run. So that's it for the day. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you did, started this account on March 9, took this trade. How many pips did I capture? I captured around, I think, 70 pips. Yeah. So hopefully I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm gonna take a trade on 10th March as well. So I'm recording this video a bit late, but I'm gonna take a trade today if I spot a good setup. And on Wednesday, let me see the news as well. न्यूज़ कब है यार? एक तो भैंस कटा न्यूयॉर्क सेशन में न्यूज़ बहुत होती है. जस्ट सी द हाई इम्पैक्ट. मंडे को न्यूज़ नहीं है, ट्यूसडे कल न्यूज़ नहीं है, वेंसडे को CPI है. ओके, वेंसडे को CPI. Okay, I'll try to like stay away from CPIs, but if I spot a good setup, I might risk something. Hopefully tomorrow will be a very good day. I can visualize that tomorrow I'm gonna make a lot of money. I just can visualize it. Hopefully I'm correct. Just manifesting tomorrow to be a big day. So that's it for the day, guys. I'll see you guys in the next trade recap. Done for the day. Bye bye.